So like when I first sent it to you, what was your thoughts? You was like, what you like? You said, when you were thinking, what the dude sent me? What was you thinking? Be honest.
I was like, whoa, what is this? And like I told you, I said, this song is some stuff that Pop's still listening to.
Oh, our dad. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, he using some words that I'm not. But more and more I begin to listen to it. I said, these are nothing but Bible principles, just different language.
What you focus on, you attract, for the world you experience is the reflection of your inner thoughts and beliefs. The mind, in its infinite power, projects an image, and this image becomes the reality you encounter. You must understand that whatever you give your attention to, whatever you dwell upon, becomes your dominant experience. It doesn't matter whether that focus is on your dreams or your fears, the universe responds accordingly. The key to transformation lies in the understanding that your thoughts create your reality. Your mind, like a magnet, draws into your life those things that align with your deepest thoughts. When you focus on abundance, on the success and joy you desire, you invite these into your life. But when your focus is on lack, on scarcity, or on the things you fear, you perpetuate these very conditions. This is not magic. It is the law of the mind, the natural law of attraction, working in accordance with the way you direct your attention. You must ask yourself, what am I focusing on right now? Is it what I want, or is it what I do not want? The energy you emit by focusing on something is the energy that attracts more of it. It is not enough to simply wish for change. You must align your thoughts with the change you wish to see. The power is in your awareness, in your ability to focus on the desired end result, no matter how distant it seems. It is your mental state that shapes your world. The more you focus on your ideal, the more you embody that ideal in your consciousness. The universe has no choice but to match your frequency, to bring what you consistently focus on into manifestation. When you focus on love, peace, and prosperity, these qualities begin to show up in unexpected ways. When you focus on fear, anxiety, or failure, they will appear as though they are inevitable. But you focus on shapes not only your outer world, but your inner world as well. When you dwell on the good, the positive, the fruitful, your mind and heart open to receive more of the same. Your focus becomes your guide, showing you the path that leads you to all that you desire.
In a minute. All right. Hello. You are listening or watching the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast. What's going on, sis? Been a minute.
It sure has.
Oh, man. What's been going on?
Oh, man. As I have this new title called The Caregiver. Just been taking care of my husband and my granddaughter. My husband just had a few appointments, back to back, which kind of had me busy on top of my granddaughter's appointments. So these last few weeks, that's all I've been pretty much doing outside of, I had a speaking engagement. Then, of course, I went out of town on a little beach trip. Went back home for a day and a half, not long at all. And then,
All right.
yeah, to the GUB.
All right.
No, I
Robert.
No, I didn't go by there this time. We was trying to
Yeah, you're right. I forgot I to see there's only be different, but they normally don't really do much. Nothing's really changed for real. Okay. So speaking of engagement, I know you had texted me and said that they're gonna invite you back and it really good experience. So
yeah,
that's a good thing. Like I think sometimes we look for opportunities to be a certain way.
right.
And maybe we need to just kind of stay in the wheelhouse we're already in
Yeah,
to get that opportunity that you're really looking for
true.
for that door to open. And we're going to touch on that as we're going to start this series with my homeboy hit me on to him, Neville Goddard. And it's basically a philosophical speaker. that used the Bible as a part of his teachings, as to how you can manifest things into your life. And as far as like, God also being the catalyst as well, with helping you to get those blessings and things like that. And so for me, it's part of my daily, like it's kind of a part of my daily devotionals now, listening to Neville. And it's crazy because when I first started listening to him, I think I said this on the last podcast. Maybe I said to you off air. I'm not sure what. Maybe I said to you off air. I'm not sure. But like the first one I listened to, I was like, okay, this is, this is the old reporting or whatever. And I listened to another one. And I was like, wait a minute. He said something about social media. He died in 72. But there's no way in the world. He said this obviously. So, but then I realized that people, somebody has taken his voice, some of his all of his teachers and his books and stuff, and have created content using AI. And
Wow.
it's amazing. It's like,
That is amazing.
it's crazy. So like, I listen to a lot of this, like they keep creating new stuff with this material and tailoring it towards certain things. And so it's like, okay, I get it, right? Monetize it and make it, a thing, but it's still relevant. Like, even though I know it's not him,
Right.
because of the things that I know he like his core principles are when it comes to manifesting and things like that, it's like, okay, I can still get down with it. Cause it says a lot of the same things. But what it does is it's like, it'll reference certain things. Like he'll always say, when it comes to like, we want to be in control of, the growth of whatever's going on in our life.
Yeah.
Say, but when you plant seeds in the ground, you're not constantly checking to make sure it's up. Well, you plant the seed and you have faith it's gonna do what it needs to do, water it and make, and so, and well, I hear those references. I'm like, man, it's pretty wild. So, real quick with me, like the only thing new with me is we finally finished. I had to reshoot a couple of scenes for the movie. We did that. That's finally done. And everything's already getting rained up. Yeah. Did drop a trailer, quick little, like a 1 minute, 30-second trailer.
Yes.
Just music, no dialogue or no action for real. But yeah, I mean, we are at the finish line and hopefully we're looking for an August premiere and
Wow. Wait, dates.
movie theaters now. Yeah, looking at movie theaters, in Maryland, DC, North Carolina, Virginia. We'll do one out there, like a lead actor from LA. So I say, hey man, let's do one out there where you at.
Okay.
Like, and so yeah, I'm excited about that. And other than that, just plugging along, just been working. You know how I go. I don't know. You'll keep busy and do what we gotta do, So
Right.
oh yeah, I mean the biggest thing is, so when I sent you the video, I think the first one I sent you was what is it? What you manifest, you will attract, I think is what it's called. Let me see. I'm looking now. What you focus, you attract. It's what I first sent you. And basically what Neville was like, me and my home will call him AI Neville. Because we know it ain't the real guy, but we're like, Neville said, but basically like what he was saying was, if your focus is like, he mentions abundance, he mentions love, he mentions certain things, right? Because a lot of people, they want abundance, meaning that they want to live a prosperous life.
Right.
He might mention love because a lot of people are searching for love. They want to feel love. They want to be loved. So he mentions these certain things. So, but basically what he was saying was, whatever you focus, you will attract. So basically, if you have a mindset of, okay, I'm going to be successful, and you stick to that mindset regardless of what, you're going to attract the successful people.
Right.
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 So you're going to certain things. It's going to come into your life because say what he calls consciousness.
Yeah.
You're constantly focusing on it as far as your thoughts and you're speaking things and even if you're sleeping on things like you have some plan that talks about abundance or love or just whatever. So basically what he's saying is it's just whatever you focus on is what you attract. So at the end of the day, like, if you're into ministry and that's all you are focused on, then obviously you're going to be around like-minded people.
Right, right.
You're going to always be in somebody's ministry. You're going to always be, um, doing something along those lines. And so like for me, it's funny because I never really looked at any of this until now. Like everything that I've accomplished up to this point, I spoke into existence.
Yeah.
I would just in passing just say something, not like on a standpoint of, okay, well, uh, I want to do something in Hollywood, right? I want to be on TV or whatever.
Right.
It'd be like, oh, well, let me go and audition for every role that I can. That wasn't my thing. I just kind of said, I said, yeah, I want to be on TV or I want to do whatever. And in my journey, it just kind of happened. I wandered, I went out to LA and all of a sudden ended up on the film set and it kind of went from there. You know what I mean? So, man, I just, I kind of, yeah, it's just, and when it comes to, like being right here in Indianapolis, like I spoke it into existence because
Right.
um, I want to stop operating the camera
Mm-hmm.
and I want to lead people,
I remember that.
let them walk on the camera. Yeah. And in my mind, I thought, oh, it's going to be with my business.
Yeah.
I was thinking, no, it was for somebody else. And so it's like, we sit back and think about these things, one thing that, AI Neville, whatever you want to call him, he says that, you have to be open-minded because you can't get stuck on one thing and thinking that's going to be the way it's going to be because it may come to that you least expect. He's like, so um, I don't know. It for me is because I've done it myself and literally manifested things on my own, like listening to the recordings, it's like I need to get back to that. Like to get back to just going about my day and not worried about how I'm gonna get this deal or how I'm gonna get a bit. Know that it's gonna be there. I experienced it this week. Like literally I'm like, Lord, I don't get paid until Friday or whatever, right? And this things just keep popping up and all of a sudden, boom, money was in my account. Right. So
I believe it. I believe it. This is stuff that me and my husband had just sat down and we talked about it as well as he always mentions it to the church how we got blessed just by speaking into the atmospheres what we wanted and just continued on about our merry way. Continue with ministry, what I'm saying, continue with just our daily living and then boom, it just started to happen. So we have we like right now we're believing God for a church. And like I told the church, I'm believing God that He gonna do like He did before, because He gave us 2 buildings that we did not have to put no money down on. 2 buildings. So like I told them, if He did it before, He would do it again. Not saying that we're not gonna prepare ourselves because we are, because we know that expenses, going, gonna come along and it's gonna take that to run it or whatever. But I told them I believe in miracles. I believe in signs and wonders. I believe in the impossible. And I just had to get back I'm getting back to the point to where I was. Speaking those things that be not as though they were. But go ahead, don't mean to cut across you. So this, I mean, it was really good. It was really good to me because it's a refresher. It's a really refresher. So I'm like, Lord, this is something that we all need, not to sit worry, not to sit and meditate, but get busy with whatever it is you believe in him for. So whatever the steps are, go ahead and just do what you got to do. Always just continue on your merry way until it falls into your lap.
Until it right. And the thing, like one of the things he talks about, like when you're trying to manifest something into your life, like it doesn't mean it's going to happen quickly. You're not going to tomorrow. It may not happen next week. It may not happen next month. And of course, life on the life still. So it's like in the midst of all of that, just keep that same energy
Right.
that, hey, I'm going to, So the biggest thing for me right now is like, I listened to one the other day where he talks about 6 words. I am the source of all of I am the source of all abundance. I gotta count it. I am the source. Nope, it's not it. I am the source of abundance. That's what it is. I am the source of abundance. And so that's my thing now. It's like me knowing that I'm the reason why life's going to be abundant.
Right.
And it seems to be panning out that way, right? It doesn't really, it ain't 6 figures, it ain't millionaire, but at the same time, it's getting to a place where it's getting more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not getting as hard as it was.
Right.
It's getting easier again. It was, man. But that's because of me just doing what I'm doing and not just worrying about stuff. It's just like, if I'm the source, I gotta keep pushing. I keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Also, obviously, I still have my goals and things like that. That I'm believing that it's going to take my life to another level. It just has to. Even if it opens up different doors that wasn't open before because of the things that I'm doing. So, I don't know. I mean, so like when I first sent it to you, what was your thoughts? You was like, what you like? When you were thinking, what this dude sent me? What was you thinking? Be honest.
I was like, whoa, what is this? And like I told you, I said, this song is some stuff that Pop's still listening to.
Oh, our dad. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, he using some words that I'm not. But more and more I begin to listen to it. I said, these are nothing but Bible principles, just different language.
He's literally, that's that like, yeah, he literally takes Bible principles and he just makes it relevant for the world. This little Joe, blow Joe, like, anybody can pick this up. So, but cause he mentions faith and he mentions certain things as well for those that are religious,
Right.
So, but I just heard, I think it might've been that one that I sent you. And when he says something in particular, I was like, yeah, she needs to hear this.
Yeah.
Because like, it's pertaining to you. And like, at the end of the day, like you still holding on.
Right.
You holding on. You gotta let go and just let it go. Whatever it is, it's just, you know what? Whatever it is you're trying to do, it's going
to spoke to me. I ain't gonna say it didn't because it did. I said, he all in my house. That is me, and I've been slowly doing that. I've been, encouraging myself and, speaking life to myself and let myself know that it's okay to let go. What's holding on to it gonna do? It hasn't solved me any problems. It haven't rendered me what my desires are or what I want, or my outcome, so yeah. I'm it's been paying off. That's one thing I can't say.
Yeah,
That is paying off.
it's a process. I mean, at the end of the day, we still gotta do things to get through life. Like you say, you're in caregiver mode. So in the middle of you being in caregiver mode, you still gotta, keep pushing forward, whatever that looks like. It might not be a big steps you want to make, but keep making those small steps, knowing that, hey, like I'm gonna make sure I get to this finish line. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to this finish line. The biggest thing is like he says, I am. So it's like, you keep saying to yourself, I am going to be a public speaker. I am gonna, help women. I am gonna, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? That you want to just keep doing that. And you just keep saying, I am, because, it will happen. You ain't gotta force it, just keep doing what you did, and that's good. With the situation with what you went to going back home to Tidewater, that could be an avenue or a door that might lead you like where you need to be at. You got to keep going that way. And then all of a sudden it went from, okay, now you're in Tidewater, and then you end up in Baltimore. Now you go from Baltimore, and now you're in South Carolina. You're from
Right.
South Carolina, and now you're in Texas. I mean, it just could be as simple as that, because you just sat back and, you just went and did one thing,
Right.
and you keep doing different things, not thinking about, not forcing. I gotta make sure you just doing what you
Right.
do, and this
Right.
what's going to happen.
And that's what I remind myself, because I tell myself, Trae, you never know who's going to be on the other side of that door. That has already been open for you. So you can't continue to walk in fear. You can't continue to walk in worry. You can't continue to walk in control, meaning wanting to have control over everything. No, I can't keep allowing me to be me. I'm talking about the negative me, not the positive me, the negative me that's keeping me in a box. No, so I say in this season, I am out of my box. Does it feel good? No, but I always remind myself it's for my good. It's for my good.
One thing that, and I say AI Neville, I just call him AI Neville, but again, folks, it's Neville Goddard. You'll find plenty of stuff on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description to when we're talking about particular, what you focus, you attract. I'll put a link for that one in particular, but I listen to the ones that are Neville Goddard official. Those are the AI generated ones, but for the most part, I think the quality is pretty consistent, and it's kind of similar to his old teachings. So that's why I kind of stick with that one. There's going to be plenty of other people doing this stuff, but I always try to find Neville Goddard official on YouTube. But one thing that, man, like he was saying, man, I got caught up on trying to explain that, and I kind of forgot. All right, so I don't know. It's just so much that he does, but biggest thing is to just not get stuck in a certain way of it has to be this way.
Where I'm doing something wrong.
And also don't feel like you have to be in control. I have to control every little aspect. See? Now, does that mean like don't have any kind of guidance or
Yeah.
a plan or whatever goal? No, it
Right.
doesn't mean it, but it just means that don't feel like you have to force anything.
Uh-huh.
Just know what you're trying to do what you need to do. And just because it ain't happening as fast as you want it to doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You just gotta just keep doing what you need to do to get through life. Because at the end of the day, we gotta pay bills. We gotta make sure kids are fed. We gotta make sure the lights stay on.
Right.
So, uh, yeah. So I don't know, but like I said, I love it. For me, it get me back to where I was when I was really pushing with the videography and like out here really hustling and making some moves. I took a step back and just honestly and truthfully, I've lost my way. Like I've lost my confidence. I
Yeah.
just kind of it's like, what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, not understanding that, the same principles I had in the beginning, I can still have now. What's for me is for me.
Right.
And I've never, even when it comes to our upbringing, this, we weren't supposed to really be much. You know what I'm saying? Let other family members tell it or whatever. They didn't expect much out of us.
Right.
I didn't sit here and go and be like, well, I'm going to go out here and show them. It wasn't, I could have cared less. I just lived
Yeah.
life for this.
No.
And right. And then me living life,
Right.
I showed.
And I always knew that there was greatness in me. I just knew that I wasn't in the right, and I just knew I wasn't in the right environment for it to be pulled out.
Exactly.
So therefore, I always, tried to maintain a positive mindset as much as possible. Cause see, I was also young, so I was also limited to knowledge as well, you know. So outside of the Bible, I'm not gonna say cause I read the Bible a lot too. So, and I believe that's what kept me grounded a whole lot, regardless of all the stuff I face and then my challenges and becoming a teen mom and all that good old stuff. I still remember, that life is not over. You know.
No. And that thing with me, like, we was in Friendship Village, Carver Avenue, whatever. My mindset was just, I seen what was going on with pops. I seen what was going on with moms. And I'm like, if I don't get out here and work hard, I'm not going to have anything.
Right.
And I learned that at 14 years old, and I still keep that today. Like, if you don't work hard, you're not. But at the same time, also knowing too that, while it was cool when we were kids to be in that environment, we had friends, we went out and played and did certain things. Once I started becoming a teenager, I knew that I'm better than this environment. I'm not better than this environment. And I knew that I had to get out of that environment
Right.
to really do something in life. And I learned that again at a young age, at 14, 15 years old. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Right.
this is not it. It's while it was cool to hang out with the drug dealers and everybody that was having fun on the block or whatever. I just knew that wasn't it.
Right. Right.
It just wasn't. So, but I just knew at a young age I had to just work hard. You know what I mean? Like, there was no. The one thing I wish I had some guidance on was, hey, why don't you go to school or why don't you,
Yeah. That kind of stuff. Yeah, I really will.
work with your credit or whatever. I wish I had those things because I honestly just struck out and didn't know. Just,
Well, the credit stuff I already knew. Cause I talk to girl about that all the time. I mean, I learned that through church though. That was the reason why I knew about that. Oh, but the school stuff, going to college stuff. Well, no, for me, I thought my life was literally over. I'm gonna be honest, 'cause I think about it all the time. I was like, once I hit Fatima, I was like, my life is over. But didn't realize, because once again, I'm limited in my mind, in my thinking and in my mindset, and of course, environment plays a role. What's been entering, into the heart and the mind of a man. So I literally thought my life was over. Cause I wanted to be, I had really wanted to run track. Cause I used to love to run track. I used to love to run. But I thought it was just over. But didn't think about it till like a couple of years ago that it wasn't over. I made it over, because I didn't have my life prioritized or in order to do the things that I really had wanted to do. But I don't get bitter over it. There's a few other things I wanted to do too. Like I wanted to go into the military. So it's not like I didn't know what to do. I knew I had options, but because I had children, I feel like I didn't have no options. I just had to do what was in front of me
yeah.
to provide for them.
Well, and it's easy to get caught up like that because a lot of times you have mothers like in your situation that would have kids and not even go back and finish school.
Yeah. Oh no, that was a goal. I was gonna determine. Oh, graduation. No, I was gonna graduate. I ain't letting nothing stop me from graduating. That was gonna
That
no.
same mindset will be
Yeah.
there. Um, you know, it's all about the kids, so everything else done kind of thing. And but I think nowadays because of the technology and I think women empowerment and social media, a lot of encouragement goes on. I think more and more, I think women are realizing that hey, life's not over and making things work for them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So going back to school or pursuing their business or whatever their charity goal is, you see that more and more nowadays. So, but yeah. So what you focus on, you attract.
Right.
Um,
So you have to cast down those thoughts. That's a good point too.
yeah.
And like I always say, think about what you're thinking about. What are you thinking about? Because people be like, "Oh, I ain't thinking about nothing." Think about it. Yes, you really are. 'Cause that's why you stuck. And
Yeah. But so here we go. So just think about this for those out there that always have bad things happening to you. Why is that? Because you're probably always speaking negative things. You're manifesting negative things with your always being negative. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get up out of here and
right,
do whatever. I'm not going to be able to do this, or, because my kids are so bad, we won't ever have whatever. Like, because you keep speaking those things,
right,
they're going to always keep happening. You're always going to get in the way because you keep saying it. You keep putting things in the way by
right.
verbally speaking it and thinking it and whatever the case is.
Death
You,
and life. Oh, sorry, go ahead. They're right, rise of the power of your own tongues. What are you saying to yourself? We are our worst enemy. We think everybody else is our enemy. No, it's the enemy in me. We are our worst enemy. And we need to really think about that. We are our worst critics. And we are. Unless you believe, and then what brings the outside into our words because you begin to believe the lie. You found something in what was said to be true. you know? I'm not saying not evaluate because people, can also give us, good advice. But we have to also learn how to, we also have to learn how to, weed through all that. You know what I'm saying? Pick out what's yours and then throw away the rest. Like that's one thing they also told us when we was growing up too. Learn how to chew the meat and spit out the bones. We chew the whole entire bone, knowing that it ain't good for you. Come on now, but go ahead.
yeah. No, but that's just the thing. I just want to kind of just tie this thing up, because basically,
That's fine.
um, what you focus on is what you attract. So at the end
Yep.
of the day, like it's a mind shift.
You think you
More positive, thinking more positive, regardless of what, still keeping that same mindset
right,
and push it through until you get whatever you want to get out of life. And just understand that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a situation where, like, even if you do get something, you achieve a goal, that you can't have a bad moment where you might feel like, oh man, it's whatever. No, it's just life is still on life. You gotta just keep pushing through. But I think the biggest thing is that people's gotta get out of their own way and just stop speaking, and just like, hey, you know, I'm going to be abundant. I'm going to find love. My kids are going to be, X, Y, and Z, or whatever that is. I mean, whatever it is.
yeah, and have
And
patience
just,
with yourself. I
just
mean,
believe that
yeah,
patience, yeah, and believe it. It just, you got to see, be like, one thing that Neville talks about is, if you want to be rich, start acting like you're rich.
right,
What does that look like?
right.
A lot of rich people are not sitting here going out here and buying cars,
They sure not.
houses,
What did I? Oh, deserve shoes.
or actually being better stewards with their money,
Right.
or they're investing.
Hmm.
They're doing certain things to keep that money coming.
Hmm.
They get into family and stuff like that. So he says certain things like that, like, um, if you want to be loved, then you got to start, loving yourself. It starts with you, right? So start loving yourself,
It sure does.
start loving others, start, you know what I mean? Like, just start doing certain things. That way you attract love.
Hmm.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense because it explains, everything that you have attracted in life and relationships, jobs, where you live at, how much money you make, how you take care of your health, and the quality of friends you have. It makes perfectly good sense.
Hmm. It really does. Yep. You mentioned health.
Perfectly good sense.
People always talk about they want to be healthy, they want to be this, but guess what? They never really work towards it.
Right.
They may try, but they don't stick through it. Ah, well, you know what? Is this meant for me to be whatever? No, I mean, you got to push. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep working. You got to keep breathing. You can't just sit back and be like, oh man, I gained 5 pounds. So it's you know what?
That's why I always say I celebrate small wins. Like I lost, 5 pounds and I don't know how many inches. You think I didn't celebrate that? Yes, I did, because it's hard for me to lose weight at the age of 46. I mean, when I was young, it was easy. I'm 46 now. It's difficult now. So you have to celebrate all wins, and this it's just so much to all of that. You know, can't be able to.
No, it's wild. Yeah. So that's just the thing, guys. So yeah, like I said, I'll put a link. Actually, what I want to do is I want to I'll make sure I tag the creator, but I'm gonna actually pull like little clips just to maybe at the beginning and then at the end,
Yeah.
to get a little taste or add links. And hey, maybe you might like it. Like I said, it's far more devotional now, where I listen to certain things because I just just kind of I just need to hear certain things. Like just I am the source of all abundance. I want to keep hearing it. I mean, I believe it, at the end of the day. 'Cause I mean, yes, we are providers. We do certain things for our families, but, you know, for me, it's like I'm the source of all abundance, meaning that I'm going to do more than what I'm doing now. I am the source of that. I will be the one that I will be the power source to turn that switch on, and all of a sudden my whole world's abundant. That's where I'm thinking. That's my mindset. That's not a matter of just, okay, I'm going to hit the lottery or whatever. Nah, whatever that looks like, it'll come through me. So, but I'm going to link it in the description. And also, a couple of little clips to just kind of play in the beginning and end. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm glad you liked it, Trae. Cause like I said, I listened to that one and I was like, yeah, she needs to hear this. Also said it's definitely and a few other people that's in my, close circle. Just, cause at the end of the day, I think we all got stuff going on. He's trying to, do certain things, but but we allow life to just kind of get in the way and then we lose focus.
Right.
You would get off that.
Right.
We settle and be like, you know what, maybe this is it. Maybe it's not meant for me to do X, Y, and Z. Nah, it isn't meant for you to do X, Y, and Z. You just gotta stay focused and
Yeah.
keep believing and keep going and keep pushing whatever. So, but yeah. Anything else you want to say?
No, it's good. It's good. I think that's pretty good.
You good? You good? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes.
Please, guys, like, subscribe, and comment. See, we're gonna do a series. So what we're gonna do is this is the first one, and we'll kind of do, I don't know, maybe 10 of these. We will do 10 of these.
Yeah, that's
So we'll
fine.
watch 10 different videos, and then we'll talk about it, and then kind of, put some more stuff out there that maybe we didn't talk about tonight.
Yeah, I did have one more thing. I'm sorry, I got to do it. Because as you was talking, I was thinking. I mean, because mindset is very important. Whatsoever a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Whatsoever a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So mindset is everything. Once again, remember this. Think about what you're thinking about. You are the only one who's holding you up. Can't continue to worry about others, how they feel, what they think. So what? People are going to talk whether you're doing good or bad. Be your own biggest cheerleader. And you got this. As I tell the church, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Then I also say, when it comes to building, Rome wasn't even built in the night. So what makes you think you're going to be? So you can't be hard on yourself. And celebrate all wins, big and small. And it helps build the momentum. So therefore you can keep on going. Gotcha. That's it.
Yes. That's it. All right. So that's it for now, guys. Once again, like, subscribe, and comment. I can't keep saying it enough.
Yes.
But,
But thank you for tuning in, y'all.
Appreciate you guys to tune in and listen to us. And or if you watch us on YouTube, we getting back on track and get back to keep doing this thing. Yeah, it's been crazy. That ain't Tremaine, it's me. So it's kind of schedules it's tough. It's tough. Each word the same. We could just tape these things and put it out, but doing it this way is kind of tough with schedules. So we're doing what we can, and we'll keep creating content. But we will see you guys real soon. I'm Tone.
And I'm Trae.
You've been listening and watching the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast. Peace.
The universe works in mysterious ways, and while it may take time for your desires to materialize, it's important to continue focusing on them with unwavering belief and persistence. Even when things appear to be going wrong, remember that the universe is always working in your favor, and your focus on your desires will eventually bring them into your reality. Focus is the most powerful tool you have in shaping your reality. It is the key to aligning with your desires and manifesting them into your life. Whether you are focusing on wealth, love, health, or success, the more focused you are on what you want, the more the universe will deliver it to you. Focus with intention, focus with belief, and focus with unwavering trust in the process, and the universe will respond.